In this video, I will show you how to make these healthier energy bites made only with natural ingredients. The ingredients you will need are 1 cup of fresh dates, 1 can of chickpeas, half a cup of rolled oats, a 1/4 to 3/4 cup shredded coconut, 3 to 4 tablespoons cacao or cocoa powder, I use raw, 2 to 3 tablespoons brewed coffee, and 100 grams of dark chocolate to dip them in. You want to start by removing the pits from the dates and add them to a bowl covered with boiling hot water. This will not only make them softer but also remove dirt and germs. Then you want to rinse a can of chickpeas until the foam disappears. Then you want to shake the water out. It's okay if there's a little bit left, but you want to get rid of as much as possible. Then add the chickpeas to a large mixing bowl or a blender. I only have a hand mixer, so that's why I use a bowl. And to the bowl or blender, you also want to add the oats and the shredded coconut. Also add in the cacao powder, and to add some extra flavor, I add 1 to 2 pinches of sea salt and half a teaspoon of cinnamon, but this is optional. Next, add in the coffee. You can use decaf if you don't want the caffeine. Water is also fine, but I recommend you to add coffee since it enhances the chocolate flavor. After the dates have been soaked for about 10 minutes, you want to drain the water and rinse them for a little bit. Before adding them to the bowl or blender, I like to press out some of the excess water. Then you just want to blend everything into a dough. After I'm done blending, I like to mix everything around with a spoon to ensure that everything is evenly combined. But if you have a really good blender, you might be able to skip this step. Then line a plate or cutting board with parchment paper and roll the dough into about 25 balls and place them on the paper. Once you have rolled the entire dough into balls, place them in the fridge for a short while, about 15 to 30 minutes. Then it's time to melt the chocolate. I like to do it using a water bath so that I have more control. Just make sure that the water isn't too hot. You want to melt it slow and steady. And I like to melt 1 square first just to ensure that it's melting properly, because I once melted chocolate that just crumbled up because it had been exposed to a certain temperature, I guess. Anyway, when I see that it's melting properly, I add in the rest of the chocolate to melt. And then you just want to dip the bites into the melted chocolate. It's good to use a fork so the excess chocolate can drip through it. You can also sprinkle some sea salt on them before the chocolate hardens. The chocolate likely won't be able to cover all bites fully, at least it didn't for me, but I didn't mind because I just drizzled the last bit on the rest of them. It's also nice to have different options because some people may prefer the ones with less chocolate. Then you want to put them back into the fridge until the chocolate hardens, and you can store them in the fridge but also in the freezer if you want to keep them for longer. And that's it for this recipe. If you tried it, please let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video and want to see more healthy recipes and food inspiration, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.